WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at noon.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us for News 8 Now at noon. I'm Alexandra Carter. Activists call it a national day of mourning. People who attended rallies and vigils across the country yesterday are demanding justice for Sonia Massey. The 36-year-old is dead after calling 911 for help earlier this month and getting shot by a sheriff's deputy in her home. Former Sangamon County Sheriff's Deputy Sean Grayson is charged with murder in Massey's death. Officials say he was in her home near Springfield, Illinois, because she had called 911 for help. Body cam video shows her taking boiling water off the stove and him firing his weapon.
She called for help, and instead she was gunned down in her home. And I felt that. There's so many people here, I think, who looked at it and said, that should not be happening in 2024.
The Justice Department says it's looking into the shooting. Tonight, it's facilitating a community healing and listening session in Springfield.
Well, good afternoon to you. Taking a look at what we have in store for today and the next couple of days. We have about a 30% chance of showers and storms today. We'll just call them isolated. Then once we get into Tuesday and Wednesday, humidity starts to become a major factor. Wednesday should be the warmest day of the week and most humid. Thursday, we have humidity as well as storms and the potential for flooding due to rainfall potential coming in for Wednesday and into Thursday. Take a look at what's happening now. All the way to the north, some pretty good looking storms working across Eau Claire as well as into Ladysmith. We'll also see temperatures right now holding on to the low 70s to the low 80s currently, and we also are picking up some dew points that are in the 60s and the 70s. Yikes. We'll go right into how your day is going to be planned. We're looking at temperatures rising right through the 80s to around 86 as you get into La Crosse, and over in Eau Claire we have more 80s still running through with storm activity possibly by 4 and 5, and that goes into about 85 degrees for your heat. I'll have more coming up in just a bit.
All right, Art, thank you. We'll see you then. Many women seeking an abortion in Iowa will no longer be able to get one after the state's strict abortion ban went into effect today. That law bans most abortions as soon as a fetal heartbeat is detected, which is usually about 6 weeks into a pregnancy. That's also before most women even know they're pregnant. There are exceptions for medical emergencies and fetal abnormalities that are incompatible with life. And there are also exceptions for rape and incest, but only if they were reported, respectively, within 45 days and 140. The state's Board of Medicine will also decide when the medical emergency exception is valid. To the campaign trail now, Election Day just 99 days away. Vice President Kamala Harris's campaign says it raised a record $200 million in the week after President Biden stepped aside from the race. Former President Donald Trump is now sharpening his attacks against the presumptive Democratic nominee. Nicole Skanga reports from Washington.
With just about 3 months to Election Day, both Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump hit the campaign trail over the weekend.
We are going to win.
You're going to be crushed if you don't elect me.
It comes as a new poll shows that Harris has a higher favorability among voters than Trump, barely a week after she entered the race. The Harris campaign says it brought in $200 million in the first week of her candidacy. That's a record. It's also touting signing up more than 170,000 new volunteers.
We are seeing on the ground a lot of enthusiasm and excitement.
Trump stepped up his attacks on Harris.
I'm running against a low IQ individual.
Kamala Harris's deadly destruction of America's borders is completely and totally disqualifying for her to be president.
Harris had this response.
Donald Trump has been resorting to some wild lies about my record, and some of what he and his running mate are saying, well, it's just plain weird.
Trump also stirred up some back and forth with this unusual plea to Christian conservatives Saturday.
Christians, get out and vote just this time. You won't have to do it anymore. 4 more years, you know what? It'll be fixed. It'll be fine. You won't have to vote anymore.
Republicans scrambled to explain.
I think he's obviously making a joke about how bad things have been under Joe Biden.
But the Harris campaign said Trump was signaling an end to democracy. Nicole Skanga, CBS News, Washington.
Harris campaign officials say we can expect Harris to decide on her running mate in the next 6 to 7 days. And President Biden is set to push for major Supreme Court reform today. A White House official says he'll call for a constitutional amendment stripping the president of immunity for crimes while in office. Biden is also moving to install term limits for justices, as well as a binding code of conduct. Recent polls have found the Supreme Court deeply unpopular, but Biden's proposals have little chance of succeeding. The constitutional amendment is a long and complicated process. The other reforms would require congressional approval, which would be difficult to achieve before his term ends. Coming up, a widespread produce and deli meat recall to tell you about what's behind it and which of your kitchen staples are affected after the break.
Are you in need of a new driveway or parking lot? Call North Central Paving for all your asphalt needs. We specialize in paving, seal coating, repairs, crack filling, and new installation. Call North Central Paving today.
Tell me about the day that you first found out about Nolan's birth defect.
Everything was normal up until my 20-week ultrasound. I learned my baby would not survive. I did not have the choice to do what was right for me and my family. To think that there's a possibility of a national abortion ban scares me to death.
Derek Van Orden and his extreme positions around reproductive freedoms are why I'm running for Congress. I'm Rebecca Cook, and I approve this message.
Hey, it's Reed. This is Chelsea.
Okay, Reed, have you heard of the 9-minute theory in terms of parenting?
I'm not.
The 9 minutes in a child's day are most impactful.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Can I, when they wake up and when they go to bed?
The 3 minutes after they wake up, the 3 minutes before they go to bed, and the 3 minutes when they come home from school.
Okay.
So just taking those moments, not to have your phone out, be totally immersed in what they're talking about, what they're doing.
If you've been hurt in a motorcycle accident due to no fault of your own, you need the personal injury law firm of Schwabel, Getz & Sieben. You have the right to obtain medical reimbursement, payment for past and future income loss, full compensation for pain and disability, and peace of mind knowing your financial interests are being protected. Call the personal injury powerhouse Schwabel, Getz & Sieben or visit schwabel.com to receive a free case consultation, representing accident victims for over 50 years.
These were my great-grandpappy's glasses. And now they're yours, son.
Why can't I just get my own?
What? No, these have at least a few 100 years left in them.
I think the kid needs his own. Get 2 pairs of glasses and a free eye exam for $79, all same day.
Yeah, I want my own.
Stanton Optical. Easy's our thing.
Is your gravel or dirt driveway migrating into your yard? Then it's time to call North Central Paving. Specializing in paving, seal coating, repairs, crack filling, and new installations, North Central Paving can handle all your asphalt needs. Call 608-781-4423 today to get your free estimate.
Welcome back. The FDA says peppers, vegetables, and salsa sold under Freshire Farms, Snow Fruit, and Supreme Produce brand have been recalled due to possible listeria contamination. Those products were sold at multiple retailers, including Aldi, Kroger, and Walmart. It's part of a broader recall linked to Ohio-based Weir's Farm. That started earlier this month with cucumbers. Deli meats have also been blamed for a recent listeria outbreak. Boar's Head has expanded its meat recalls to now include ready-to-eat liverwurst. The deli meat listeria outbreak has sickened more than 30 people, and 2 have died. Marvel's Deadpool and Wolverine shot to the top of the weekend box office, earning $205 million domestically. That's the biggest open of the year so far and the 8th highest film opening ever. Twister snagged the 2nd spot with more than $35 million, and Despicable Me 4 taking in more than $14 million to come in 3rd. Americans continue to turn their backs on an iconic American fast food brand. Today, McDonald's reported sales at U.S. stores open at least a year fell 0.7% last quarter compared to the same period a year before. Globally, sales dropped 1%. That's the first time sales have fallen by that much since the last quarter of 2020 during the pandemic. McDonald's is enacting a plan to bring back price-conscious consumers, dubbed Accelerating the Arches, that focuses on value meals like the $5 meal deal introduced earlier this summer. And today is National Chicken Wing Day. Several restaurant chains are offering deals, including Buffalo Wild Wings, Wingstop, and Hooters. It's also National Lasagna Day. This week, Maggiano's Little Italy is selling the dish for $11. That's the price it was when the restaurant first opened back in 1991. Carrabba's Italian Grill is also donating 10% of its lasagna sales to charity. That wraps up your afternoon consumer news. As we head to break, here's a live look at the New York Stock Exchange. Stay with us. More news is next.
Chart your career with a welding position at Chart Industries. Do you have a year or more of welding experience? Starting wages up to $35 per hour. We have the job for you. Apply today at jobs.chartindustries.com.
When you're injured in an accident, one mistake could cost you a lot of money.
Nobody knows bikers and the law like Hupy and Abraham.
They know how to get you all the money that you deserve.
It costs nothing for you to contact Hupy and Abraham, and they will never take a fee unless they win your case.
They got me way more than I thought I would get. Hupy and Abraham mean business.
Call Hupy and Abraham right now. Tell the insurance company you mean business.
Hello. It was 1990 when I first looked out of the TV and told you about high quality at lower prices. Hi, I'm Miles Wilkins, owner of the Board Store. Some things have changed. Products have gotten so much better. We've gone from 3 to almost 80 employees, and I'm just a little bit older. Some things haven't changed. We still offer high quality at lower prices. Call today for a prompt free estimate on your next home improvement from the Board Store.
Chart your career with a welding position at Chart Industries. Do you have a year or more of welding experience? Starting wages up to $35 per hour. We have the job for you. Apply today at jobs.chartindustries.com.
When the threat is real.
All right, we still have another tornado warning now.
First Warn Weather is here for you.
So we're going to continue to monitor this once again.
It's in the name, keeping you safe before and as it happens.
And then for the morning commute, we're looking at heavy rain potential.
First Warn Weather on News 8 Now. On air, in your hand, and online. When you need us.
We'll continue to update you throughout the night with a severe weather outbreak.
People living in communities that have experienced mass shootings have much higher rates of PTSD. A study published in JAMA Network found nearly a quarter of residents in towns that experienced mass violence reported symptoms of post-traumatic stress disorder. Women and people with a history of physical or sexual assault were at the greatest risk for symptoms. COVID restrictions were successful at saving lives during the pandemic. A study looking at CDC data found states with mask requirements and vaccine mandates had lower death rates than states that didn't. The study's authors say if every state had similar mandates, it could have decreased U.S. COVID deaths by 10 to 21%. More men should get screened for breast cancer. Research by the Fred Hutchinson Cancer Center found men are getting tested for gene mutations that raise the risk of breast and other cancers at 1/10 the rate that women are. Doctors say even men who carry the gene often get their daughters tested, but not themselves. Those were some of the day's top health headlines as we take a live look outside now from CityCam 8. Looking beautiful out there. Art is in next with our forecast.
It's the 50th anniversary sale at Home Seasonal Concepts with over $1 million in prize giveaways. Register in-store and at homefurniture.com. Plus, get up to 15% off sale prices on the best selection of porch and patio in the Midwest during the 50th anniversary sale at Home Seasonal Concepts.
After long-standing efforts from Wisconsin Senator Tammy Baldwin, 3 of the 4 biggest pharmaceutical companies say they're going to start capping the prices of their inhalers.
They used to charge families like ours $600 a month for an inhaler, even though they cost less than $5 to make. So Tammy Baldwin fought the drug companies and she won. Now Hadley's inhaler costs $35 and we're breathing easier.
I'm Tammy Baldwin. I approve this message. I don't work for the drug companies. I work for you.
Are you struggling to get through the day? Are you experiencing chronic pain, burning, numbness, and tingling in your hands or feet? Pay attention, because you are probably experiencing peripheral neuropathy. The most common symptoms are numbness, burning, muscle cramps, and problems with balance. Neuropathy is treatable, and our office can help. It's time to get real results. Pick up your phone and call us right now. If you're one of the first 25 callers, you'll receive a free nerve damage screening. This nerve damage screening will tell you if you're at risk for serious nerve damage and if you're qualified for our cutting-edge treatment program to stop the nerve damage. Don't wait until it's too late and your symptoms get so bad that you lose your freedom and are restricted to a wheelchair, walker, or need amputation. Call now to be one of the first 25 callers to receive a free nerve damage screening. Hurry, call now to find out if you qualify for our free nerve damage screening and see how we can change your life. It's time to feel better. Call today.
Get a sleep like no other on an Heirloom mattress from Home Sleep Express. And right now, pay no interest for 5 years. Plus, get free white glove delivery, setup, and a 120-night guarantee. Heirloom, the perfect sleep night after night at Home Sleep Express.
Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions, your choice for quality, affordable windows, installed by our experienced team. Contact us or stop into our showroom today for your free estimate.
The News 8 Plus app. Local news on your time.
All right, well, good afternoon to you. Again, we have today scattered storms and for more along the lines of isolated conditions right now, but up to the north, that's where they're happening. We get into a 30% chance. Then, once we get into Tuesday, well, we have some more storm potential and, of course, the potential for some damaging winds, maybe a spin-up tornado or two, and of course we have the large hail potential into the forecast for tomorrow, and then we go back to damaging winds possibly for Wednesday. And we got a little bit lucky, and I'll show you that in a second. Right now, what we're looking at, the upper air patterns, a lot going on out there with areas of low pressure that continue to sling past us, slowly but surely pushing moisture eastward out of the area down into the south east and out, and you go. But we have high pressure building with more of that storm activity coming in for Tuesday. And that's going to usher in some more of that rainfall potential coming in early with thunderstorm actually associated with that too going into the afternoon into evening hours. And you see it diving down pretty quickly, getting into all of that circulation with that area of high pressure. Well, the high pressure is going to continue to sling right up to the north. Again, like we had last week, it's going to push all that heat back our way. We're also going to see some of that moisture coming in off the Gulf, and that too is going to add to the humidity. Wednesday should be the highest day for humid conditions as we go into the next few days. You'll see that in just a second, but stormy conditions will also be associated with that. And we also, as I mentioned, we got really lucky going into Wednesday, the possibilities of some damaging winds with severe weather associated with that. This is the upper level of moisture you can see we had, and a lot of just going back and forth with a lot of different things. The upper levels are kind of slinging around a lot of circulation there in different directions. And so this will carry over into tomorrow, and that's why we have the potential for some severe weather. Current temperatures you can see widespread in the 70s and the low 80s. We'll also pick up again the storm activity, as I mentioned, well up to the north. That eventually will start to sag down just a little bit once we get deeper into the afternoon and early evening hours. That being said, take a look here. You can see it kind of moving out. Some of this kind of gets out of the way, and then we go into tomorrow. This model is showing not much of that activity coming down south, but again, we have more of that thunderstorm activity, that area of low pressure I showed you, and here it is dumping right on top of us. Then we see it skirt out to the east, and then we have more of that moisture coming up from the south. That's where we're going to pick up more of that humidity carrying over into the afternoon and overnight hours out of the Gulf of Mexico, believe it or not. And then we see some clearing skies. And of course, we got really lucky because I said we were going to see some severe weather going into Wednesday, but that has broken off. But for right now, going into the next few days, you're looking at heavier rainfall continuing on. You see that getting into just a quarter of an inch or more. I think along the lines that we'll see more of that coming in. In fact, I have for you today, this is the marginal risk for severe weather for damaging winds. But for Tuesday, you're going to be seeing this was a larger swath cutting across the area for tomorrow. And again, for Wednesday, you're going to see that damaging winds are also going to be associated with that. So we got lucky. This is backed off a little bit, so it was a little bit more prevalent. Rainfall to Tuesday, you can see up to possibly from Eau Claire, maybe up to 1.25 inches, maybe 1.5 inches, up to Ladysmith. You're looking at least the possibility of maybe near 2 inches of rainfall for isolated areas. Look at the temperatures for tomorrow, or today, excuse me, 83 to about 87 degrees. Then we get into Tuesday, you're looking at least 81 to 89 degrees. We carry over right into tomorrow. The feels like temperature, this is what it'll feel like going into Wednesday, 88 to at least 100 degrees for us. That's going to be the feels like temperature and how it will feel over the next few days once we get into midweek. All right, so we're looking at 86 to 89 degrees, and then we have Wednesday with 40% chance of showers and storms carrying over into Thursday. We could see some flooding potential still right now. It's backed off, as I mentioned. That's why I do not have an alert day right now. And then we'll see 88 to 87 degrees to finish out the work week, and then the weekend, still keeping that humidity in place.
Yeah, August coming in hot, as it does, right?
Well stated. I like that. I'm just coming in.
You can put that on a
steal
t-shirt. Yep, thank you. Coming up, American swimmers make waves in Paris, and gymnastics superstar Simone Biles powers through to lead Team USA. We'll have the highlights from this weekend's Olympic action next.
Save money and sleep better during the PM Mismatch Mattress Sale. Twin starting at $159, full start at $249, and queen pillow tops as low as $399. Shop the Mismatch Mattress Sale today only at PM Sleep Center, giving lacrosse a good night's sleep for over 30 years.
Our country has taken a beating the last few years, but I know we can turn it around. It'll take a lot of hard work like these athletes put in. We need to get serious about our spending that has caused prices to skyrocket. We need to fix our healthcare and address the shortage of affordable housing. Also, we must close our border, stop the flow of fentanyl, and put Americans first. I'm Eric Hovde. I approve this message. Let's get America winning gold again.
Get 20% off during Hy-Vee's frozen food sack sale. One day only, this Tuesday. That's right, get 20% off all frozen food you can fit in a sack. Get 20% off frozen meals, 20% off frozen pizzas, 20% off frozen breakfast, 20% off frozen treats. Get 20% off all frozen food you can fit in a sack. Don't miss the frozen food sack sale. One day only this Tuesday, only at Hy-Vee.
Save money and sleep better during the Mismatch Mattress Sale at PM Sleep Center. Choose from over 15 queen mattresses starting at $599 or less. Shop the Mismatch Mattress Sale only at PM Sleep Center, giving lacrosse a good night's sleep for over 30 years.
Thank you for watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
Simone Biles dominating at the Paris Olympics, now in day 3, putting her and Team USA in first place before the women's gymnastics finals. CBS's Jamie Yuka was there to watch it all happen.
After a neck-and-neck race in the pool, American Tori Husk snatched the top spot in the women's 100-meter butterfly Sunday, with teammate Gretchen Walsh right behind her, marking the first time Team USA took gold and silver in the event since 1984. On the men's side, 31-year-old Nick Fink earned his first Olympic medal after tying Britain's Adam Peaty for the silver in the men's 100-meter breaststroke.
It's icing on the cake. He's been swimming for, 2010, something like that, and he's done a great job. So.
Before the competition this weekend, his grandfather told us just
amazing.
Being in Paris was special for the family.
And to get here, being a soon-to-be father, he's working full-time. I never thought he was going to make this Olympics, but he did. And we're very proud.
Also happy to be in Paris, legendary basketballer Dawn Staley.
I have no pressure on me. I can be a fan.
She's won 3 gold medals as a player and coached the team to gold in Tokyo. But this year, she's attending as a fan.
If the Olympics today is an indicator of where we're going with women's sports, if you're trying to jump on board right now, you're too late. But we still got room on the bandwagon.
And no women's team is more popular and dominant than USA Gymnastics, which soared through qualifier Sunday. After a quick scare, 4-time gold medalist Simone Biles powered through a calf injury to go on and stun audiences, posting top scores ahead of the finals later this week.
I ran into Simone's parents after the competition. They told me they are so proud of her, as we all are. The women's final is tomorrow. Tonight, we're going to be watching women's basketball in their quest for gold once again, along with tennis greats taking on one another, Rafael Nadal and Novak Djokovic. In Paris, Jamie Yukas, CBS News.
And stay with us. We'll have one more check of your forecast when we come back.
Knutson Roofing, locally owned with 20 years of experience to get your project done right the first time. Whether it's roofing, window, or siding installation, we offer reliable, dependable, and quality work we stand behind. Knutson Roofing. Call or visit us online today.
We both went to public high schools in the area, and the reason why we chose Luther is because it has a Christ-centered, family-like atmosphere for our children with strong academics and athletics.
I see them growing through their experience here, learning new skills that they didn't know they had. I highly encourage you to send your kids to Luther. You'll find that this is a Christ-centered environment. The academics are strong, and people feel like they're a part of a family here. And kids get that. They feel that, and they want to be a part of it.
When it comes to your business, off is not an option. Off means time and money lost. To move forward and grow, you need to be on time, on budget, so you can come out on top. Batteries Plus has the national scale to fulfill all your battery and power needs, and a dedicated expert for the local support you want. Power on with Batteries Plus Business. Visit one of our 700+ stores today.
My feet hurt so bad in the morning, I couldn't even put my feet on the floor. So I had to start engineering my own arch support. So I got that, then I put this in there, this one. Finally, before I added another one of these in, I went to Good Feet, and they gave me this. So I built all this together to engineer a solution to my pain. And if I'd have just gone to Good Feet, I'd have been better off in the first place.
Good Feet Arch Supports, engineered for pain relief, personally fitted for you.
Knutson Roofing, locally owned with 20 years of experience to get your project done right the first time. Whether it's roofing, window, or siding installation, we offer reliable, dependable, and quality work we stand behind. Knutson Roofing. Call or visit us online today.
Celebrating 70 years, we're News 8 Now.
All right, taking a look at our weather today. Our high is expected about 80 to about 87 degrees. And we have some isolated showers through the forecast, about a 30% chance. Tuesday, well, we're looking at maybe a 20% chance of showers, but you're looking at temperatures warming up widespread in the 80s, getting to the upper 80s. In fact, we're going to see it'll feel like 100 degrees by Wednesday.
Wow, okay. Thank you, Art. And thank you for joining us. We'll see you back here tonight.